Sousa Show. Sports, team.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
Sports.
We're going to start over again, all right? Because we were muted. So here's what you missed, okay? Okay, we're up and running now. You guys will never understand how amazing what I just said was. But I'm going to do it again. It is morning time, but I'm going to do my Chris Russo here. Good afternoon, everybody! There we go. It's exciting times. It's March Madness. I couldn't be more excited to be bringing you the Pete Sousa Show today. We are presented by Slovacics, D1, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, Socorro Family Ford, and First National Bank of Central Texas, of course, and Crawford Austin Properties. And a lot of the properties that CBS has are going to be in good shape because everybody's going to be watching March Madness. Obviously, CBS is the maestro of bringing us this amazing college basketball tournament. By the way, we've got Jana Van Geitenbeek coming up. One of the best point guards in the country, for my money, on the women's side, was injured this year in November, has been like a real shot in the arm to the team all season long, and without being on the floor. And, looking forward to getting a chance to talk with her about she's like doing media this year, some media. She did color analysis for a basketball game when Baylor played earlier this year. I forget who they played, but Jana would work with Derek Smith on the radio side and did a great job. I've seen her doing some other stuff with 365 Sports, and I had like a mini relationship with her, just bumping into her around town and calling some games. And she's super cool. So looking forward to that. What's not cool? The NCAA selection, okay? And this is, I want to put it into perspective. March Madness is amazing. I understand that everybody that's a part of the selection committee is really trying to do their best. There's no, I don't think there's any dark motives or, any giant conspiracy theories. I think there's just human nature at play. And you cannot overlook, and this is coming from major Division I coaches who I've talked to. This comes from gathering some of my own intel, right, and having a moment or a night to sleep on it, that North Carolina's athletic director being the chair of the selection committee, and North Carolina, a team that was on the bubble getting in, who many people had getting out. I think one of the biggest stats you saw over the course of the evening, and West Virginia being bumped, right, first team out, in favor of a team like North Carolina getting in. 111 scenarios were produced by a computer bracket, and all 111. And I'm missing the name of it. You've probably seen the stat yourself. But like mathematically, all 111 of those had West Virginia getting in. They had everything else pretty much, right? And they had West Virginia as a part of it. And when the selection show comes down to it, or the selection committee gets to work, I understand that the chair, Bubba, I forget his last name, by the way, his name, it's not good for optics when you got an old white guy named Bubba involved in what could be like a controversy, right? Like all day long, that to me like reeks of like controversy, like the good old boys in the back room brokering deals, like a guy named Bubba in the middle of that just doesn't look good optics wise, but we'll forget about that for now. So he leaves the room when the selection committee goes to work and talks about North Carolina. That's how it goes. That's how it's gone for a very long time. Human nature can only move those guys when you have North Carolina right there on the line to select North Carolina. You can't tell me, okay, Ren Baker is like a charismatic guy. He is someone who, if you talk to in 5 seconds, he makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room and you feel like you've got a friendship with him, right? Who's Ren Baker? He's the athletic director for West Virginia. If Ren Baker has the position that Bubba has, right? So forget about Bubba. Now it's Ren, right? He is at the top of the selection committee as the chair. Hey, guys, I'll be back. You guys handle this. But, man, he walks out of the room. Shit, we love Ren, don't we? Ren is the best. Okay, let's get to work. It's impossible as a human being not to have that affect your decision-making process. It is. At the end of the day, it's human nature. I'm not saying we should go to, like, AI and bots and all that. No, I don't want that. But I do, as a member, somewhat, journalism, whatever, what I do here is I try to, when I see something, say something. And I'm not even saying if I was in the room, I would like get up and block it with my body. I'm not doing that. I'm just bringing into light all the things at play here and how West Virginia was done wrong as a result of all of those things at play, right? Another thing the selection committee and Keith Gill, who was an athletic director at Richmond, my alma mater, and what's this guy Bubba's last name? I gotta look it up. I feel bad now because the guy's a good guy. Let's see here. I'm just doing Bubba, North Carolina, which I could get a lot probably. I used to live in Charlotte. Let's do Tar Heels, right? Bubba Cunningham. Okay. Bubba Cunningham. Okay. So let's wet the palate a little bit. So I'm not even saying that. What the hell was I saying? Scotty, you remember? That's fine if you don't. See that? This happens, man. So Ren Baker being in the room, Bubba, Bubba and Keith Gill. Here we go. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so Bubba Cunningham and Keith Gill are talking to Seth Davis and the guys at CBS and my man Jay Wright, who's just like amazing. And then there's Clark Kellogg, who I'm not sure if he's a human being or not, because the guy is still like as handsome as the day is long, and he's like in his mid-60s. He looks exactly like he did when he was playing for the Pacers, but whatever. Clark Kellogg's amazing. But they ask him the question about North Carolina, and I don't know if it was Bubba Cunningham or Keith Gill, but they bring up the fact that Tucker DeVries has been hurt, and that affects the projection. Yo, Tucker DeVries has been hurt since December 7th. Like, I called West Virginia's last game at home. Javon Small, like, that is a guy who could literally be in an All-American conversation, was in the conversation for Big 12 Player of the Year. You cannot tell me that a team with Javon Small that has put together a run and has beaten 4 ranked teams, 6 quad 1 wins, right? The ranked teams they beat, oh, by the way, one of them from a different conference outside of the Big 12. They beat Gonzaga when they were ranked. They beat Kansas. They beat a 3-seed Iowa State, and they beat Arizona. Like, North Carolina has 1 quad 1 win, and the ACC sucks on fire. Like, think about that. Like, that's not fair. And when I just think sometimes people can say too much. And I think when that was mentioned, that Tucker DeVries has been hurt and that affects, the way that we project these teams, it's like, dude, that's complete nonsense because they've been playing without him since December 7th. Since December 7th. This is not the situation 2 years ago when the quarterback of Florida State's football team gets hurt in the last game of the season, and you can sort of, even though people were losing their mind, see, like, this guy's been playing all year. He's not going to be playing anymore. This is a much different team. This is not a much different team, okay? So West Virginia got screwed. It is what it is. That's the human element that comes into this tournament that ultimately – we'll forget about this in a couple of days. West Virginia won't. And we may look back and say, hey, that went back, remember when West Virginia got screwed. I don't even think Texas getting in is egregious as North Carolina. But North Carolina made a run at the end of the year. For all we know, North Carolina could go on a run and whatever. But as of right now, it's clear where I come down on this. And a couple other tournament things. Of course, we're gonna talk about Baylor, but I do want to mention just the beauty of the NCAA tournament. I'm reminded this time of year, every year, of the magic that the tournament is, and for reasons because you have teams like Lipscomb, right? You have teams like UNC Wilmington. Again, you have teams that are just these, little house on the prairie universities that are going up against these monsters, okay? And this is not too much of a stretch, but this is how wild this whole scenario is. I want you to imagine if the Cowboys, well, We can't say the Cowboys because they stink. We'll say the Texans, okay? If the Texans in the first round of the playoffs on their way to the Super Bowl, if they had to play TCU, like, could you imagine? Like, but that's literally what some of these games are. Now, football will be different because guys might end up getting killed. But that is what we're talking about here. That's the seismic, dramatic difference between some of these programs. And they still sometimes, and we're talking about a body of work that's, decades and decades, but find a way to win, UMBC beating Virginia. I mean, like, it'll happen again this year too. And the big schools hate it. The little schools love it. And we cannot get enough of it. And that is why, with all the turnover, with all the NIL and player movement, everyone was still so locked in on the selection yesterday. And I think college basketball as a whole does a wonderful job of, you start with the men at 5 Central. Then you get the women at 6:30 Central. And if you're me, you're waiting with bated breath, finding out your NIT assignment, which I get to go to Stanford today and do Stanford and Cal State Northridge. 10 Eastern, 10 Central tomorrow night on ESPN2. Check that out. But in the meantime, we are all just drunk on the NCAA tournament. No wonder it's St. Patrick's Day. And Baylor is one of my one more thing about West Virginia. And this goes to something a big-time coach told me last year. And it goes back to the Bubba Cunningham. If you are on the bubble and you don't have a strong relationship with someone in that room, you're in trouble. That's a fact. I've heard it from too many people that know way more than me. And again, that brings in the human element of the selection show and the process, the human element of the selection committee. That if you don't have someone in there that's fighting for you, a human being, that's going to make a case for you, an impassioned case, you could be in trouble. And I think that's what we saw happen to West Virginia yesterday. It really is a shame that West Virginia's not in the NCAA tournament. It stings just about as bad as I can remember a recent team being screwed over. But, if you remember 2010, I remember Jay Billis coming to us from on high about why VCU shouldn't have been in the tournament, and they made the Final Four. So, that's why we roll the balls out and play the game. All right, on Friday by the way, score one for the old guys at 11:15 in the afternoon or the morning, Baylor plays. Couldn't get a better start time. Wherever I am, I will be able to stop what I'm doing at 11:15 after I wrap up the Pete Sousa show and watch Baylor play with a full heart and a clear head early in the day. You get me at like 9 o'clock, like I'm done, dude. I can barely walk at that point. That's what getting old is like, So that's going to be prime time for me. Baylor right now, rightfully so, is a 1.5-point favorite against Mississippi State. If you look at Mississippi State's schedule, they really don't have any huge wins. Like I was looking for, okay, does this team have like a signature win? Have a win against someone that knocks my socks off? Like Baylor has, right? Baylor beat St. John's. Baylor beat Kansas. Baylor played well at home when it had to or when it was supposed to. Baylor, they did what they had to do all season long. Again, our buddy Cam will talk about it on Locked On Baylor, right? Like scheduled losses, whatever. Yeah, nobody is going to say that Baylor knocked anybody's socks off this year. But I think they're better than Mississippi State. I think one thing to look at, just a quick dive into the numbers, is Mississippi State does not shoot the three well, and that has killed Baylor all season long. Teams that shoot the three well, because Baylor can't defend the three. So I think that the fact that Mississippi State does not shoot the three that well, of course they have Josh Hubbard, who is, when he gets it cooking, it can get real dicey, averaging 19 points per game playing in the SEC. The SEC, you could say, okay, they got too many teams in, whatever. That conference is awesome. So that's one of the cool things about this matchup is you've got two teams that have been slugging it out against some of the best competition in the country all year long. there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to this game. I think a key for Baylor in this basketball game is going to be Rob Wright. Rob Wright needs, like, this team has, a decision was made that, and so it's a good decision, that really the two best players on Baylor's team are Rob Wright and VJ Edgecombe. Now, Norshad's kind of like the stabilizing force in the middle. But Rob Wright's going to have to play really well. And if Rob Wright can play well, then all of a sudden, this is how Baylor makes a run. Now it's the look what I've found. And when I say look what I've found, it's, oh my gosh, we got Jaden Nunn coming off the bench. This is a guy with a ton of experience, played a ton of huge games. Like, yeah, I love Jaden Nunn coming off the bench. Jeremy Roach. Jeremy Roach giving us minutes. And then Jaden Nunn, another guy with a ton of experience. Like, those guys are looked at as supporting cast members to this team right now. And that's a real good thing headed into a time of the season when you've got to have everything, you've got to empty out all the artillery and all the weaponry, right? Or empty out the chamber and make it happen. Now, I want to bring in now Conspiracy Scotty, who made an amazing point before the show when he and I were talking.
Well, is it a conspiracy or is it an amazing point? It's one of the two.
I mean, we'll let the people decide.
I have evidence ready.
So Baylor, if they can get by Mississippi State, will 100% face Duke.
Yep.
Now, one thing about Duke is that obviously Cooper Flagg hurt, missed the end of the ACC tournament. John Shire says they are full steam and that they want Cooper Flagg back for Friday's first round game. Interesting part about that is you could see him in limited minutes, but they probably just want to get him connected with everybody and make sure, the shape is still there or whatever. Not like he's going to go out of shape in a week. But that's not something that, like, the lazy person in me wants to be like, ooh, like maybe we can count on Cooper Flagg. No. You can't count on – Duke's going to be amazing. Okay, so Baylor's got to be amazing. You can't count on, even as a fan, Cooper Flagg being like 50%, right?
Yeah.
All right, but –
And he's going to play.
Yeah. He's 1,000% going to play against Baylor. But what is your opinion on the bells and whistles around that second round matchup?
Yeah. So I immediately upon seeing the draw, this was literally my first thought. I didn't even think about Mississippi State. My first thought was that is 100% the committee setting up a matchup to get TV ratings. 100%. And I have evidence here. So, again, let's look at this bracket, the way it lays out, right? Mississippi State, Baylor, winner likely plays Duke. And my theory is they want to boost ratings in that second round. Remember, VJ Edgecombe chose Baylor over Duke. Remember, as Pete actually pointed out to me this morning, I had forgotten this, Jeremy Roach transferred from Duke. And it could be Cooper Flagg's big comeback game if they take him light on minutes in the first round. And so I have this theory they only put Baylor in here with Duke for ratings. And then what does Fox Sports post as their header 11 hours ago? There it is. The East Region header is already Cooper Flagg versus VJ Edgecombe. Not only was this a big recruiting battle for the top two recruits coming out of high school this last year for both of these guys, but also these guys could be pick 1 and pick 2 in the NBA draft. VJ could be, 3, 4,
yeah.
But that could be, especially if they both just pop off in that nationally televised game, that could be your first and second pick. So the committee knows that's going to draw NBA fans into view. Two of your future superstars in the NBA. It's gonna draw in anybody who follows high school recruiting at all. It's gonna draw in, it's gonna draw in a lot of eyeballs outside of Waco and Durham. Is my point.
And look,
and I think it was 100% on purpose.
Well, and to your point, okay, I'll take it a step further. CBS has the #1 broadcasting crew in Raleigh so they'll be calling those games. Iron Eagle, Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, and Tracy Wolfson. And that Sunday afternoon window where that second round game will be played, that's it. That is the window. That's the 4:30 football game, right? Like, so in the NFL, like all season long. That's the ratings draw. That's the moneymaker. So
they know.
To your point, you get VJ Edgecombe and you get Cooper Flag, and then all that comes with Duke, that is a ratings bonanza.
Dude, they are going to lean so hard into it, as they should. I mean, they're looking at this going, man, this Baylor team's not very good, but they've got one of the 3 most exciting players in the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Like, put him in the bracket with the best player in the sport this year, and let him go at it.
I think it's a good opportunity for Baylor and the school as a whole. I almost would say, Scotty, that it could be worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah.
For the school, you know what I mean? Like, if you get that Sunday afternoon matchup, the whole world is watching.
Well,
they're talking about Scott Drew and recruiting.
Well,
now you're probably going to lose.
Well, you just hope that Baylor doesn't absolutely wet the bed.
Like we've seen them do a couple times this year.
You hope that you get the Baylor that played Houston into the final seconds a couple weeks ago, that played Tech into the final seconds this last week.
Yeah.
You hope you get that Baylor, not the Baylor that's going to lose by 20.
And here's something, I go back to something Scott Drew told me just a few weeks ago. When he had that smaller lineup and he realized with Josh Ojamwina out that things were going to change, not only personnel-wise, but philosophically. You're going to have a smaller lineup, but your smaller lineup, you got a bunch of guys on the floor that can score 20 points. He said it will take some time for this whole thing to gel. Clearly, it's been gelling. I mean, they have. I mean, the loss, we haven't even talked about it. The loss against Tech on Friday, they were shot away from winning that game.
Yeah.
So, or tying it. It would have been a tie.
No,
VJ's 3 would have won it.
VJ launched from 3.
Yeah.
So that last shot actually would have won it.
Yeah.
And he was off by a little bit. But all that to say, here's what I've said for a couple weeks now in text messages. I think I've said it to you. I need Scott Drew to look VJ Edgecombe in the eyes. And I know he's a team player, but I'm looking him in the eyes when we beat Mississippi State in round 1. And I'm just going to say Baylor's going to win that game, fanning me. But I need him to look at VJ and go, bro, this is it.
Yeah.
This is every NBA scout, like, put the pressure on him and say, Cooper Flag is going to be guarding you, and I expect you to guard him. Go make it happen. Go not only win a big game for Baylor, but like win a bag for yourself. Like you go like I'm being a fan here. I just want to
get in the bag. I like it.
I am being a fan more than an analyst in this moment.
Yeah.
But I want VJ Edgecombe to go in that game and just completely outplay Cooper Flag. And I don't care about coming off an injury or whatever. I want him to look like the best player on the floor for that. And even if Baylor loses by 5, if VJ Edgecombe has like 28 and 12, like, dude, he's the number 2 pick in the draft. Like, and I would tell him that, like, this is your shot, bro.
Fran Fraschilla said
this is why you came to Baylor, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, to play in these big games on a national stage.
Fran said it yesterday on Twitter or 2 days ago. He said, I realize Milos Uzan is now like an NBA prospect again. Like, no kidding, right? Because he played amazing for Houston in those. Like, you make a lot of money on this stage in the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
We all get wrapped up in it. And a lot of times I think scouts, sometimes foolishly, not in the case of VJ Edgecombe, but a guy will play big in March and they'll be like, wow, he can play big in big games, you know, whatever. And they take that really small sample size.
But for VJ, he has all the measurables.
Yeah.
He was already a top 5 prospect coming into this season.
Yeah.
So this just adds to his resume. If he elevates in the postseason, what NBA team doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a star who shines brightest when the lights are on instead of against nobody, right? Like this is, and I think he can't. Like
this is fun. We are going to look carried away, but
big VJ guy though. I love him.
I can say too. Looking forward to the Duke matchup. John Feinstein passed away last week, so I'm actually listening to A Season on the Brink again. It's amazing because Feinstein reads the book, and Bobby Knight, when he a big thing for him motivation wise was telling his guys, hey, this game tonight, it's the biggest game in the country. You came to Indiana not to play these games, but to win these games. And I think that's the message to this Baylor team, like, especially, God willing, if we see this showdown on Sunday, like, yo, this is the biggest game of the day. Like, everybody's going to be watching this. You guys have an opportunity to make history and to make quite the mark. So I think I'm already ready to play. It's a good thing I'm not going to play. Another thing in the first round, and I'll touch on this quickly because we got Jana waiting in the wings. Jana Van Guitenbeek, by the way. about to join us to talk all things March Madness on the men's and women's side. But Rick Pitino's got, I don't care what anybody says, he's got to be like, are you kidding me? In the second round, I got to play Bill Self or John Calipari. And I know he had a great quote. Somebody asked him about the potential of playing those teams, one of those teams in the second round, because Kansas and Arkansas square off in the first round opposite the winner, or they'll take on the winner of St. John's first round game. And Pitino was asked about it. And he smartly, wisely, Rick Pitino just said, I've lost in the first round before, so I'm paying attention to the first round. But I have to admit, maybe he's such a purist and such a guy that's focused on the mission that maybe he's not like, oh man, I can't believe I got to play one of these dudes in the second round. But I sure am. And I think a lot of people around college basketball are. St. John's is so celebrated right now. And the New York thing is very real. When St. John's is good, they're just as popular as the freaking Knicks in New York City. Like, I've seen it. I live there. I actually lived there the last time they were decent, like around 2000, 2001. And when I was a kid growing up in the Northeast, St. John's, I mean, woo, you know, like Chris Mullen, Walter Berry, Bill Wennington, Willie Glass, all those guys, Mark Jackson, right? There's so much that comes with being a good St. John's team. The question could be now is like, that's quite a ride, dude. If you're St. John's, like you got to keep it going, and nobody better to try to or to keep you going than Rick Pitino. I mean, 6 different teams he's taken to the NCAA tournament. That's ridiculous. The guy is amazing, dude. He really is. What he's done is unbelievable, and the fact that, you know, a couple years ago, shout out to my man Tate Frazier and One Shining Podcast on the Ringer. Tate would talk about, because if you're a basketball guy, a college basketball guy, you just love Pitino, and we were all like, how can Rick Pitino get back in? We need him. He's one of the all-time characters in college basketball. Like, you couldn't have written a better script. Rick Pitino taking St. John's back into the forefront of college basketball. Can they do it in the tournament? That's why this is some of the best theater we will ever have. And we're going to enjoy it. We're going to step aside the Pete Sousa Show presented by Slovacics. Coming back, we're going to enjoy a conversation with Jana Van Geitenbeek. Stay with us.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. BizChair.com, your one-stop shop for premium commercial furniture that blends quality with affordability. From ergonomic office chairs to durable restaurant seating, we cater to diverse industries including corporate, medical, hospitality, and education. With over 20 years of experience, we offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at BizChair.com to transform your business. Level up your game with Corsair, the global leader in high-performance gear for gamers, content creators, and PC enthusiasts. From award-winning PC components to premium streaming equipment, smart lighting, and esports coaching services, Corsair delivers an ecosystem designed for peak performance. Whether you're a casual gamer or a pro, alleviate your setup with Corsair. Shop now at Corsair.com. That's Corsair.com. Corsair. At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Born from a third-generation lighting family, we craft beautifully designed, premium lighting that's made to be affordable. Inspired by Grandma Mitzi's eclectic style, we're on a mission to make high-quality lighting accessible to all. Whether you're updating your space or adding a unique fixture, Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's Mitzi.com. Mitzi. Founded in 1910, Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Made to the highest standards, our products won't let you down. We give you the confidence to get out there and explore. Inspired by the past, devoted to the present, and built to inspire a multi-generational future, Samsonite is here to elevate your journey. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. The grinder mentality that Randy and Brent Habert built into 44 Pro runs deep within our team. Every member shares a passion for the craft, the game, and most importantly, the player. When you step onto the field with a 44 Pro custom glove, you'll feel the difference. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro. At Angel Bliss, we believe every parent's journey is a beautiful adventure. Our mission is to make it joyful and stress-free with thoughtful, safe, and innovative products. Born from a love for family, we promise peace of mind for parents and comfort for babies. From playtime to bedtime, every Angel Bliss product is designed with care, reliability, and a style to nurture the special bond between parent and child. Angel Bliss, creating happy memories, one baby at a time. Visit us at angelbliss.us. Angel Bliss. Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's golfpartnerusa.com. Golf Partner.
Since 2003, Bluehost has been empowering people to harness their brands online with innovative web hosting solutions. Trusted by over 2 million users, we're the longest-running WordPress.org recommended host. With Bluehost, you get a safer, better web experience, supported by the world's most popular site builder, and backed by our commitment to open source projects. Visit Bluehost.com today and take your website to the next level.
It's March Madness, and we've got an unselfish young woman with us. All-time leader, Colorado women's basketball in high school and assists, sharing her time with us. Jana Van Geitenbeek, a member of the Baylor Bears, headed to the NCAA tournament once again. Thank you so much for getting up and starting your day with us, Jana.
Thank you for having me. This is a great way to start my day. So,
and a great way to finish your night last night. You guys are all together at Foster Pavilion. I would imagine it's maybe a little more special because you know you're probably going to be playing at home. You get the draw. You see the draw. What's the instant reaction for you?
Well, we were a little bit worried about if we were going to host or not. So seeing that we were the 4 seed was like very exciting for us because we all wanted to host. Obviously, nobody wants to leave, but so we're really excited.
What is that like when you? Because you were one of the first ones revealed. So it was almost like it probably took a lot of the stress. Like right at the top of the show, it showed that you guys were going to host like in the first 5 minutes. So you didn't have to wait on pins and needles for that long. Was that a relief?
Yes. As soon as I saw us, I was like, wait, what? They already put us out there? And then I was like, oh, we can leave?
How was the reception from the public? This is you got a huge fan base here. And they were invited to Foster to share the time with you. How special was that?
Our fans are really amazing. Like so many people showed up yesterday. We had to go get more chairs. Like it was really cool that everybody came. And they're like the fans are just so cute. I mean, half of them are decked out in Baylor gear, like just for a 30-minute show just to come support us. So that means so much to us. So thank you if you guys are watching.
So you got Grand Canyon, and that's going to be March 21st, obviously at home. Mm-hmm. My days are screwed up. March. I know that's 4 days from now. I don't know exactly what
mine
day
are also screwed up, so it's okay.
Yeah. What do you guys know about Grand Canyon, and what are you doing right now? Like, what's the first order of business in preparation for them?
So we don't, I mean, I personally don't know too much about Grand Canyon other than the fact that they're a really great team. I'm pretty sure they only lost like 2 games this season. So any team that does that is dangerous. So we have to really prepare. You asked like the first thing that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's, for a team, like, because you've been around this for a little bit, and, lucky for the rest of the team, you have tournament experience as a veteran. Like, what's kind of the mindset as far as, like, how do you prepare for your first opponent in the NCAA tournament?
Film. Lots of film. I mean, even like right after the selection show, there was film ready for us to break down and watch and see. And yeah, because the tournament is so cool because you meet up with teams that you never would play, and it just shows like different levels. It's cool. I'm excited, and I'm glad that it's a good team.
Yeah, no, they're a solid team, and another solid team too. We don't want to look too far ahead, but Mississippi is also coming to Waco.
Mm-hmm.
They're in your little bracket, little quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten LSU, they've beaten Kentucky. Is there any attention to them yet at all, knowing that they're coming to Waco, or is it strictly Grand Canyon?
Just strictly Grand Canyon. Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Nikki is like very good about we're present or where our feet are, and we have to win this game. Like, this is the most important game of the season. So that's the only one we're thinking about.
How have you seen Coach Nikki grow, by the way, Coach Collin? I mean,
oh my gosh.
You've been here with her, right?
Yeah.
So did you transfer in her second year, right?
Second year, yeah. So she had
second
already
year.
One.
So you've seen her evolve as a big-time D1 college coach.
Yeah.
How has she grown as you've grown?
Coach Nikki is literally an angel. Like that's my second mom and also my head coach. So I'm so blessed. But she has had the hardest job ever, and people don't understand that. And there's so many outside voices and the media and whatever. Coach Nikki takes everything on the chin. Like, she will never throw us under the bus. She's grown in the way that she communicates with us, how she loves us. Like, if she coaches us in a way that she doesn't like, she'll apologize. Like, she is empathetic and just awesome. Every year I like her more. So
and she's an open book too. Like you mentioned, like she's had the hardest job ever. Obviously you come in here, you're taking over for a legend. There's all kinds of stuff around that. And she's found a way in such a difficult situation she's so likable, but yet so successful. And there's magic that goes on with you guys behind closed doors that we don't see that obviously makes you guys so successful. So she's somebody from afar if you're someone like me, you end up admiring.
Yeah. I haven't met many people who don't like her. She's awesome. I don't know how I couldn't.
All right. So you're awesome too. I want to go backwards a little bit to your contribution to the team. In November, here you are, you're somebody who this team is really going to count on. I've had a chance to call some of your games. There's an energy, intelligence that comes with your play. You're one step ahead of everybody else, and you're really fast, which is very scary.
Thank you.
when you combined all that stuff, how have you found a way to, I saw you randomly, Jana. That's how we got this connection. I saw you at a CVS like a day after you had been hurt, and I didn't know you were hurt. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it was like emotional. It had just happened.
You would ask me if I was okay, and I was like, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna cry.
But now here you are. You've moved out of a situation that could have been like a darker situation. You've moved out of that into the light, and so now you're like a contributor, a real contributor to this team, even though you're not on the floor. How did you find a way to figure out a role in that regard? Because let me tell you something else. I've been calling a lot of games this year for ESPN, men's games. And when guys don't play sometimes, some dudes are just disconnected. And that's fine. I don't, but they're there, but they're not there. You're there and you're present and you're involved and you're positive and it's contagious.
Thank you. I guess I don't know. Honestly, like, God definitely has something to do with this. I haven't felt like, the lows besides the week that it happened, I have not like been that sad, because I've found ways to impact the team. I know that like my energy is contagious, and so if I was to stop or check out, that would be really selfish. Like I would feel terrible about that. Especially like I'm still receiving all of the things that my teammates are getting. I'm getting the gear, I'm getting free school, like etc. So if I still owe my coaches, my team, all these things, and I get to come back again. So I'm like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I guess that's just how I think of it.
Yeah, that's what I was pumped when I asked you that question. I was like, "Are you going to come back?" And you said yes. I was like, "Nice," because then I saw you again with your dad Tony at Slovagics,
Yes,
the sponsor
and
of this
that
show.
place is so good. Oh my gosh, we go every time now. And every time
What, Slovagics, right?
yes, and every time my parents come in, they get me stuff. They bring it. It's a whole thing. I love it.
What's your favorite thing at Slovagics?
Oh my gosh, it's like this bacon wrapped sausage cheddar. I don't know what it is. It's so good.
It's unbelievable. Well, was there a conversation that someone on the staff, whether it was Coach Colin or somebody else, that said to you in that week, like, "Hey, we got you. You're going to stay with us, and we're going to keep you involved"?
Yeah, 100%. I never once felt like, oh, now I'm not going to be part of the team, or now X, Y, and Z. Like, actually, after I tore it that night, my coach, like, how we go and we sing the Baylor lines, yeah, and we always do that after every game. And my coaches, they didn't even stay out there for that. They came straight to the training room to check on me. And then when Coach Nikki came, she just like came, hugged me. She was like, "I'm requiring you to come back next year." And I just thought that was so sweet, because it's nice to feel wanted by your coach, but also like there was no doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna come back, if that made sense. Like I tear it. I'm like, oh great, I'm not gonna play my senior year with my best friends. Super depressing. And then I was like, I'll get another year. So here we go.
So here we go, and we're going now. A lot of this going has been you guys against TCU, one of the best teams in the country now. They're on the total other side of the bracket, so if you guys were to see them, I think it would be in the finals. But that's a rivalry a lot of people around this area have been like, wow, this is pretty awesome, because TCU the turnaround's been amazing, right? They've got stars, and they've got coaching, and now there's like a rivalry brewing. How cool has it been to be a part of that rivalry? I mean, that game at the end of the regular season championship at Foster was electric, and then again at the tournament. There's something special happening there.
Yeah, I agree. And I think rivalries are super important for sport. Like, it just helps everything, and gets us more attention, which is good. And like our fans at the in-conference championship, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I've never seen that many people there. And it's cool to be a part of a rivalry. It's cool that TCU has turned around, whatever they had going on. I'm not going to compliment them too much, but it is cool. And I have a few friends on that team, so it's nice to see your friends win, just not when it's against you. So.
All right. So what about Dariana Littlepage Buggs? She comes back to this team. Mm-hmm. That I don't know that people that are watching from 30,000 feet really understand the impact of her and the return to the club. What huge. Does it mean to you guys?
It's energy. It's a double. Like she is so awesome. She's just like an energy giver. That's what we always talk about, that you don't want to be an energy taker, you want to be an energy giver. And that is Buggs to a T. Like, she is our biggest cheerleader. She wants to play so bad. She's competitive. She just brings like a different kind of edge that we were missing when she was gone. And everybody stepped up so well when she was gone, so that's good. But we're very happy to have her back.
Yeah, but that is cool too. It's like on the men's side, you see it. Even Duke might be. You could say, okay, Cooper Flagg got hurt, and that's something they're going to have to deal with. But other guys have stepped up. They won the ACC championship. Like, people kind of find their roles in these absences. So it's possible it could help your team. Now, by the way, to the men's side, I can do like 6 degrees of separation and bring it back to you. Everybody's freaking out last night that West Virginia didn't get into the tournament on the men's side. But I can look at you and your buddy Julian Hammond from Cherry Creek High School. Colorado beat West Virginia in the Big 12 tournament, and that really put West Virginia out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Julian. Were you guys, by the way, in high school at the same time?
Yeah, we've literally been best friends since I met him.
Yeah,
sophomore year of high school. Yeah,
and he was a dual threat guy in high school. Football, basketball, great player, amazing career at Colorado. But to the men's side, what do you think about? I don't. Let me tell you, I don't like Baylor's draw. I think it's tough. I think their first. If you beat Mississippi State, then you got to play Duke.
Yeah,
that's rough. What do you see a pathway for Baylor to the Sweet 16?
To be honest, yes. I think that this year, like, all of the they're not even going to make the tournament, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, people are just haters sometimes, and like, you're just talking to hear yourself. But I feel like once they, got into the tournament, then they're going to go on a run. I feel like it's just going to come together for them.
Yeah, I like what Coach Drew said last night. We get to be the hunters now. You know, we've been the hunted for so long, and you know what that's like too, life at the top. You get that bullseye on your back, life can become a little bit more difficult.
So I think, now they're underdogs. Nobody's expecting much, and now they can prove who they are. I think that they're going to do well.
All right, I agree. By the way, a couple more things for you. I'll let you get going. I know you got a busy day. What about your team? And I love you mentioned that. Like, there's so much. I swear to God, I stay positive on this show. Once in a while, I'll bug out when something frustrates me. Like, later on, I'll probably talk about how West Virginia should have gotten in or something like that. But I was an athlete. I kind of understand what that's like a little bit, but there was not the noise that there is today.
Oh yeah.
Back when I was, playing. So how do you guys stay together and filter all that nonsense out? Like, all the social media, all of it. I mean, it's got to be like a 24-hour day job, because you want to stay connected online, have a presence, and be positive yourself. But at the same time, when you open up your phone, it's like, wow.
Yeah, totally. Honestly, like, after games, or like something bad happened that we know people are going to talk about, we'll like go on Facebook and just laugh at the things that these people say. Like, and it's so funny because they're probably commenting being like, oh wow, they're paying us so much peace of mind, whatever. Like, dude, we're playing D1's basketball. Like, you probably didn't do that. I don't know what you're doing. Like, your words they're not hurting us. Like, yeah. So, I mean, it's just funny. It's actually jokes to see what people say.
And I would imagine the camaraderie in your team, from Sarah Andrews to you to Bugs, it's just there's a real tight-knit family type vibe there around that group. And I would think that's something that's difficult to penetrate for the outside.
Yeah, I agree. And like our staff does the same thing, kind of just blocking out the noise. And honestly, we probably do a good job of that because Coach Nikki has to do it every single day. And just hear that all the time. And like, we see her filter it out and, stay strong and proud. And so we just kind of follow in line with that.
What are some of the advantages, one or two, of actually playing at home? Like, how big of an advantage is that in the NCAA tournament, that the first 2 games of this journey, right, hopefully to a Final Four, to a championship, start in your backyard, like sleeping in your own bed, like all that stuff? How important is that?
It's huge. Like, I was talking to our strength coach, Caleb, yesterday. if we had to leave, you have to figure out, okay, when can we use the weight room? When can we do this? Everybody, the stress is higher. People have to make schedules, order us food. It's the whole thing that is way easier at home.
Yeah.
And sleeping in your own bed, like you said, that's huge. And then having our own fans. Selfishly, my parents get to come this week, so I'm pumped up. And yeah, it just makes everything easier, I think. And very glad we're hosting.
What does the off season look like for you, like physically and preparing to get back to 100%? Like, where are you at in your rehab?
I'm almost 4 months post-op, maybe 3.5. I don't really know. I get to start, I'm like slowly doing more things. I ran in the pool a little bit ago. I guess I really don't know what it looks like because it's day to day. But I will be around training, doing something.
All right. So this is the last question. 15 years from now, 20 years from now, right? Let's say you have a great career, whether it's WNBA, overseas, or whatever you want to do. But now it's life after basketball. What's Janet Van Geitenbeek up to?
Who knows? I have no idea. Honestly, something in sports, probably. I feel like I could maybe do something with media. But I also really like the operation side of things. I feel like I could run some stuff.
You run some stuff when you're on the floor, so that makes sense.
Yeah, right? So maybe I'd be good. Something in the sports world, though. And also, I want to be happy. So whatever's going to make me happy.
Well, the happiness, I think, is like bigger than you, and it's clear that it comes right through you. So I think that's going to stay. So would you coach?
I would coach, yeah.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I would do a lot of different things, and I want to because I want to expand my brain. So
yeah. Well, you stay coachable, and that's why you're such a success. Jana, thank you so much. For real. Thank you for taking the time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Founded in 1910, Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Made to the highest standards, our products won't let you down. We give you the confidence to get out there and explore. Inspired by the past, devoted to the present, and built to inspire a multi-generational future, Samsonite is here to elevate your journey. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. At Terrapin Ridge Farms, they believe in the joy of effortless entertaining. Inspired by CEO Mary O'Donnell's mom and her legendary holiday parties, they've crafted a line of gourmet foods that turn any meal into a celebration. From savory jams to mustards, aiolis, and more, their products are made with love, bringing unforgettable flavors to your table. Whether it's a casual get-together or a special occasion, they make it easy to impress. Terrapin Ridge Farms, where great food and great memories come together. Visit them at terrapinridge.com. Terrapin Ridge. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Visit blogify.ai today for a free 3-day trial. That's Blogify, Blogify.ai today.
And now, back to our show.
We are back here, the Pete Sousa Show. We're just always grinding here, working behind the scenes, as you can see. And I'm grinding on getting some new information for you. This is hot off the press. We opened the show talking about West Virginia, being snubbed by the NCAA tournament. And you can go back and watch the beginning if you want to see me rant and rave about that. Again, there's a humanity to this process that I think can a lot of times come into play, and we saw it last night. But Brett Yormark of the Big 12 has just released a statement via ESPN's Pete Thamel. Here's the quote. This is obviously about West Virginia not getting in. Yormark said, "I was surprised and disappointed to see West Virginia not receive a bid to the NCAA tournament. In addition to their 6 Quad 1 wins, the Mountaineers won 10 conference games in one of the toughest leagues in the country. West Virginia deserved a spot, and fans across the country agree. Coach DeVries and his team did an incredible job fighting adversity and winning big games all season. Regardless of this disappointing outcome, I am incredibly proud of how they represented the Big 12 all season." Ren Baker talked about the fact that he was heartbroken. Ren Baker is the AD for West Virginia. It just sucks they didn't get in, but it's time to move forward, right, as fans and just celebrate the NCAA tournament. It's an amazing time of year. And we will get into the brackets this week. Today was more of a reaction. It's hard for me to not be like Big 12 specific when I look at my Final Four. I mean, I got Houston winning the championship. I think Arizona will beat Duke. And I think that Arizona is a team in the Big 12 along with Texas Tech. I got a lot of Big 12 teams. I think Texas Tech is lethal, man. I think they have so many different weapons. So if you're asking me, I could see 3 Big 12 teams in the Final Four. None of which is Baylor, by the way. I'm not going that home-centric, but that's not a shock to anybody. But we'll get more into the brackets, man. I'm so happy that it's March Madness. Thanks to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Thanks to Slovacics. The Pete Sousa Show will be back tomorrow on the road. I got tomorrow night, NIT, Stanford, and Cal State Northridge. It's on ESPN2 at 10 o'clock our time. I know you guys will be waiting for that tip with bated breath. But I would like you to like and subscribe and hit that ring thing, man. Let's get you some notifications on when we're doing stuff around here. All right, that's all. For Scotty Swingler, I'm Pete Sousa. Thank you so much. We will check you tomorrow from the road.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports, Pete.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internix.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. We are Rogue Media Sports.